Hello guys, today I will talk about my final project, which is basically Pcap analysis. So, so important part of any forensic investigation is to retrieve relevant information which reveals the identity of a person which is involved directly or indirectly. So considering the field of a network forensics, which is monitoring and analysis of a network traffic, gathering gathering information and individual detection. One of the most used concept is storing the network traffic in a Pcap file, which contains the information like conversion between different sources, application layer, transport layer, etc., and different protocols. So, for in order to parse a Pcap file, we are using a deprecating module, which is basically Python parsing and packet creation module. But we are using the functionality of parsing in this one. So now we will see the code. So let's move to the main function. So in main function we requires two arguments. One is a Pcap file, another is RP, and the first function we use here is data extraction, which basically extract all kind of datas, all kind of statistical information which is required to plot the graph. So for this one we are moving the loop from packet 1 to last packet in the Pcap file, and we divide when we see whether the packet is IPv6, it's an ARP packet, or if it's an IP packet, then we move on with whether it's TCP, UDP, and UDP. We consider two particular protocol, DSCP and UDP, and in TCP we consider two protocols. We consider different protocols like HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, and also the TCP DNS. So after extracting the information, we move on with plotting a graph. So in order to plot a graph, we use a Python library pydot. In order to generate a PNG file, we use a graphviz library. So in pydot library we create an object, we create a node which is basic, and then we add the node to or you can say we connect the two nodes, and then we add that node into the graph. So you can see we have the HTTP stats. We basically convert here with an percentage, so what percentage of HTTP is there, and then we add those percentage with the TCP part. So here like this we do TCP analysis, and the last one, which basically is the host IP analysis. So in this part we are considering like whether the IP address provided in the script exists in the given Pcap file in the source part, destination part, and if it exists, then what percentage of that particular IP address exists in the Pcap file. So now we will see how program runs, how script runs. So we need this information. Suppose the name of the file is final.py, and the first argument is net.pcap, and the second argument is IP address. Now let's run it. So as you can see, we generated three files. So first we'll look into the file packet_stat.png. So it will give the information about IP and ARP packets. So in IP packets, the number of TCP is 88.1, UDP is 7.56, and rest is 0.06. And the ARP packets we have 4.23%. So now we'll see the second file, which is IP_stat, which basically gives the information about TCP and UDP. So in TCP we are considering we are mainly focused on HTTP, HTTPS, FTP. So you will see that HTTPS is 4.64, where HTTP contains the maximum part of the Pcap file, which is 82.32%, and the UDP we are mainly focusing on DSCP and DNS. So now we'll see the third file, which is host statistics. The host statistics gives the information about the IP address which we provided in the script, which is 1.64, 192.168.1.64, which basically exists in 16.3% of a Pcap conversation, or you can say Pcap source IP details. So like this we basically gives the idea to analyzer, who basically doing any forensic investigation on Pcap file, first look into this strategy, whether and to find out, and the next step would be clear with this thing, which basically involves like where to focus, whether to focus on DHCP, whether to focus on HTTPS, and whether to focus on a particular IP address. Thank you.